So, good evening students. So, we will be starting with this modern history. We have been continuing with the question discussion. So, first of all I will be completing this modern section and then we will be taking up medieval history. So, as you can see, question number 52, the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms of 1919 recommended getting voting rights to all the women above the age of 21. This is absolutely wrong statement. Reason being, I have been repeatedly telling to all of you in the classes also that voting right was based on property qualification, okay, that you are paying some minimum tax to the government, and that is why here it is written all women. So, it is fundamentally wrong statement. The second statement of Government of India Act 35 gave women reserved seats in legislature, though several women organizations were not asking for this thing and they had opposed, but government did granted kind of separate electorate to women, seats were reserved for the women. So, second statement is correct, first is wrong, answer will be B. The next question is question number 53, 8th August 1942, all of you have been knowing that we have been celebrating 75th year of what you can say Amrit Mahotsav. So, Quit India resolution was adopted by AICC on 8th August on this very date, and this movement is called as Quit India movement or August Revolution. So, in the very first statement A is correct, rest not true. Moving to the 54 number question, Songs from Prison. Songs from Prison had been a translation by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi when Gandhi was in Yerwada jail in Pune. He had been arrested after the civil disobedience movement. So, at that time he had translated this thing and written in the English, Songs from Prison. The next question is question number 56. Who among the following was associated as secretary with Hindu female school, which later came to be known as Bethune Female School? This Bethune was actually a philanthropist and his name was Drinkwater Bethune. He had established the first girls school in the year 1849 at Calcutta, which later transformed as a college, and Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar was the secretary. You know, he did much for the cause of the women, Vidyasagar, and he had been instrumental in getting Widow Remarriage Act 1856 also being passed by the British government. So, answer is C. Question number next. In the context of colonial India, Shah Nawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal and Gurbakh Singh Dhillon are remembered as they were the officers of the INA. All of you know that the World War II, after the Second World War, Britain won the war. So, these officers who had earlier been serving the British Indian Army in the war, they had defected and they had joined the INA. So, after the victory by the British government, by the British in the Second World War, they were all arrested and almost 20,000 people were brought to India for trial. So, they were the first 3 officers who had gone for a court martial, and this court martial took place in the Red Fort. So, at times we also call it as Red Fort trial, and the first trial was comprising these 3 officers, and it was started in the month of November 1945. The trial was in November 1945. They were all found guilty by the court, but the pressure was so much that finally they were released in January 1946. And the defense team was also formed comprising eminent lawyers like Jawaharlal Nehru, Bhula Bhai Desai and K.N. Kardju, Asaf Ali. They were the men who defended them in the trial. So, answer will be D for the next question. And you see, I have taught this thing in the classes also. This is showing that it is there in the class notes also. The next question is question number 63. In the first quarter of 17th century, in which of the following were the factories of the English East India Company? See, in certain questions you might have read a lot, but in the exam hall it requires a little bit of common sense. So, we may not know each and every question in the exam, and that is all about UPSC. So, the thing is that you have to be a bit rational, you have to be a bit apply common sense. Here for simplifying, okay, the factories are a bit difficult to identify, that I accept. Okay, the names of the factories are not very important, because the important factories all of you know were Surat, Machilipatnam, or you can say Calcutta, Fort William or Fort St. George. These are the lesser important factories, but question had been simplified in the first quarter of the 17th century. First quarter of 17th century means what? 1600 to 1625, first quarter of the 17th century. By this time the British had barely established factories in some parts. The first was Machilipatnam in the year 1611. Surat was another factory, and here Bharuch or Broch will be the answer. So Chikakol, that is Srikakulam, Tiruchirappalli, they lie mostly on the eastern coast, and in the eastern coast or on the eastern coast, the first factory by the British was Balasore in Odisha. Okay. Balasore is in Odisha, and this was in 1633. So it is exceeding the first quarter of the 17th century. So by this logic also, even if you are not knowing these factories, you can proceed like this. Fine. So you can apply at times common sense also to understand what the question is asking or demanding. So answer will be A. Our next question will be question number 66. This is entirely factual question, and it's obviously a bit difficult, so don't worry, okay, regarding this question, if some of you may not have attempted this thing. Madanpalli of Andhra Pradesh, here Rabindranath Tagore, okay, had translated the national anthem from Bengali to English, and this had already been sung in the year 1911 Congress session. Okay. But here, while travelling to South India, Tagore stayed Madanpalli in Chittoor district of Andhra, and there he translated from Bengali to English. This option can be easily eliminated, because all of you know that it was established at Adyar, okay, Adyar in Chennai, and this can also be eliminated because in the Quit India movement, the very morning, you have seen another question on 8th August. So early morning of 9th, all were arrested. So the top leaders had been arrested, so this cannot be true. So answer is C for the question number 66. So next, in the next domain, we will be continuing with the medieval history. Okay. Now we will see what type of questions are asked in the medieval history. So the first question is regarding medieval India, and this is about correct sequence in ascending order. You see, you have to remember this is about the ascending order. So these are the administrative divisions in the Mughal times, okay, and it was Pargana, Sarkar, Suba. This is the ascending order. In case of descending, Suba, Sarkar, Pargana. Pargana is group of approximately 84 villages. Sarkar, okay, is above Pargana. In modern times it can be equated with district, and Suba is province. So answer is A. Okay, this was being in the class notes also, being discussed in the class notes, though here I teach normally in the descending order, so it is being reflected here also. Next, the Nizamat of Orkot emerged out of Hyderabad state. True, Hyderabad was a province under the Mughals, and a part of the Hyderabad was, or the sub region of Hyderabad was Carnatic, having the capital Arcot. So this is true. First statement true. Second, Mysore kingdom emerged out of Vijayanagar empire. This Mysore kingdom, that is also true. You people please do not be confused that it is about Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. Mysore kingdom originated from an earlier time, and this was ruled by the dynasty called as Wadiyar, and this dynasty or this kingdom, Mysore kingdom, had been established as a breakaway from the Vijayanagar kingdom, and that is why when British defeated and killed Tipu Sultan in the battle, again Mysore kingdom was returned back to the 7-year-old boy Wadiyar ruler, Wadiyar kingdom, and it remained to the Wadiyars till independence in the princely state. Fine. Now Rohilkhand kingdom, it was a successor state, okay, and had been carved out separately as a part of the, means separating from the Mughals, not by Ahmad Shah Durrani or Ahmad Shah Abdali. So third is wrong first and second is correct. Okay. So, answer will be A 1 and 2. Our next question, according to Portuguese writer Nunes, the women in Vijayanagar Empire were expert in which of the following? Okay. Here the answer will be D. This is a purely factual question and no, you can say nothing conceptual being involved, it is a basically a factual question. So, answer is D. Question number 68. In the question number 68, it was during the reign of Iltutmish that Changiz Khan reached the Indus in the pursuit of fugitive Khwarizm prince. This Khwarizm was the kingdom in Iran, and the prince who was being chased by Changiz, his name was actually Jalal-ud-Din Mangbarni, and Iltutmish denied asylum or shelter to this prince because at that point he did not want to get the wrath of the Changiz Khan or the Mongols. It was during the reign of, so this is correct, it was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Taimur occupied Multan and crossed Indus. This is the reason I always emphasize that all of you, while reading history, you should have some broader information about the ruling period of the rulers. The moment you get the name Muhammad bin Tughlaq, if you can think like this, that he was the ruler from 1326 to 51, all of you know Taimur invaded India in 1398. You can easily cross check, answer will be incorrect. And in fact, when Taimur invaded, it was Nasiruddin Mahmud the ruler. Regarding the third question, it was during the Devraj II. फिर से वही question, the Devraj II, he was ruling in the period 1422-46. Either you know this thing, and Vasco da Gama, he came in the year 1498. Clear? I must tell you how to proceed regarding history. 100 years after Taimur, you see Vasco da Gama travelling to Calicut, and you see the period of Devraj II. In fact, in the period of Devraj II, another ambassador had come, his name was Abdur Razzaq. So, either way, okay, you can go ahead. So, this is also wrong, only one statement is correct, answer will be A regarding 68. Now, coming to the question number next 69, first statement is correct, third also correct. He died, Saint Francis Xavier, he died in China, later his body was brought to Goa. So, answer will be 1 and 3. Let me check, is there any other question? No, thank you. So, we will continue this discussion in a while by Rahul sir, and he will be taking up the culture part discussion. Okay, we will be continuing with that.